Hello and welcome back to Azure Terraformer. Today we've got a quick video on how to upgrade our Packer images to not use a marketplace image, but to use one of our existing images that have been custom built using Packer. We can do this by referencing one of our images from in our shared image gallery. And let's get started. So I'm looking at my Minecraft image. This is the blob storage image, and then I've got my local storage image over here. These are two variants of the same installation of Minecraft. One, as you might recall, uses local storage to store the Minecraft worlds, and one is using Azure Blob Storage to store Minecraft worlds, which is much more resilient to failover. But they both use Azure Marketplace images, as you can see by the image publisher down here. And the Marketplace images are very vanilla. They're not updated that frequently. So there's reasons why you may not want to use Marketplace images. Also, they're definitely not like hardened by any stretch of the imagination. Now, I'm not going to harden any images today. We're just going to show you how you could use a custom image as the base layer for future images. Now, this is a good idea because if you're in security or if you're in enterprise IT, you may want to install certain things on all images that deploy software throughout your organization. So having a base image, a golden image, is a very common pattern within enterprise IT. But it can also be useful if you're building an application. Maybe it's a multi-tier application, and there's a common set of things that need to get installed across all tiers of your app. But maybe each tier might have a little bit different last leg or last mile deployment. So this base layer technique can be very useful in a lot of different scenarios, I guess. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to go find and make sure we have another image that we can use. And we're going to want to use our baseline Ubuntu 2004 image. So let's go check out our gallery and go look at our images. And we do have an Ubuntu 2004 baseline. And so if we look at this, we can see that the latest version is 2303.1. And it's in West US and East US. This is pretty important because if our Packer build is going to build in a different region that is not listed here, then we're going to run into some problems because whatever image you use has to be available in that region. Now, marketplace images by default, they're replicated across all the regions to make them available. And unlike in AWS, Azure does that lookup for you. You don't have to look for an AMI ID or look it up. That lookup is essentially built in when you supply the publisher, the offer, and the SKU. They do the lookup and they find the right image. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace these three settings here with another attribute from the Packer documentation. And if you go to, again, packer.io, and you can find the, oh gosh, like where is their search? And maybe you have to go, yeah, there we go. Okay, Azure ARM. That's unfortunate. Somebody's gonna have to fix that. What's up with that? Maybe they just have how can they have a dead link here? That's embarrassing. Let's go to Bing. Maybe ChatGPT. I gotta go to Google to find Bing. I gotta ask ChatGPT Azure ARM Packer Builder. Okay. Bloody. Okay, there we go. Found it. Okay. So in this documentation, this is the documentation that you should become familiar with if you're using the Azure ARM Builder, because it has all the required attributes that you need to know. And to quickly find I think it's shared image gallery. There we go. So this block is the block that you need in order to specify a virtual machine image from a shared image gallery. And notice that it is in combination with the managed image name that you specify for the output. The shared image gallery destination, if you recall, is what we used when we pointed our Packer build to deploy the image to that particular location. But when we reference an existing shared image gallery, we just use the shared image gallery block in order to say, rather than using a marketplace image, use this shared image gallery. Now notice this is in JSON and this is in HCL, so I'm going to go grab the HCL Freudian slip there, and I don't think I need subscription. Subscription should come through, I believe. I mean, looks like it is required. No matter. I mean, we do have our subscription ID as a variable here, so we can easily fill that in. The resource group is going to be the resource group, of our gallery. So we've already got that because it's the same as our destination, and then the gallery name is going to be the same as our destination. Now the image name is where things start to change, unless you're actually going to publish to a different gallery that you're pulling from, referencing from. Otherwise, if you were going to reference from a different gallery, then these would obviously be different. You'd have to pass them in as different variables. But I need to go back and I need to go grab this image name right here, which I guess it's also there. And we're going to put that in as the image name, and then I'm going to go grab the version. And the version number is like so. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure you can, for image version, you can also use latest, which can be handy if you want, if you just want to pull the patches automatically. But usually it's best practice to always use a specific version of something. So in this case, I'm using that specific version. Let's see if all these line up here. Who's got to go out the furthest? Okay. And so now that this is done, I'm ready to go with this one. But I'm gonna also put it over here, and we're gonna, again, the shared image gallery destination doesn't change, but where I reference the marketplace image does. And so I'm going to place that in there, and we should be good to go. So let me get checkout B feature reference Packer baseline images. And we'll push this change, ref baseline images. Then I'll get checkout main. That's a ridiculously long branch name. Okay, so we have pushed those updates. Let's go submit a pull request. So I got to go to so this is pipelines. So I need to go to my repos, and I need to go to Minecraft, and I'm going to create a pull request. And this is just like literally the only change is replacing these marketplace image references with my baseline 2004 Ubuntu image. And we're gonna be good with that. And right off the bat, my build pipeline for my Packer images should start building. Unless I didn't set up my triggers, which I may not have set up my triggers. Let's see here. Do we have, yeah, we don't have triggers. So I suppose I should just automatically, so for dev, I should probably automatically update. So you got to add triggers to make sure that they automatically update. I'm setting the triggers in the UI, but you can also set them in the file, but I feel like that makes it less reusable in the file. So I end up finding it more flexible to set the triggers within the Azure DevOps user interface. Unfortunately, that's the way Azure DevOps kind of works. Notice that the source image is coming from our resource group, and it's our Ubuntu 2004 baseline right there. And yeah, I won't let that finish because this bake could take a while, but that's how you add a reference to an existing Azure Virtual Machine image into your Packer build, so that you can build layers on top of Azure Virtual Machine images that do different things. So you can kind of compartmentalize certain installations into a layer of a VM. Now you do have to do this very consciously because everything in there is captured on that VM. So you could potentially undo something that happened at a downstream layer. So it's very important that you do this consciously, and you don't do this willy-nilly. So it's something that you should definitely think through. Should I have a layer here or not, right? And you probably don't want to have too many layers of this going on. Otherwise, it'll get a little out of hand. But I would say having an enterprise IT base layer, and then maybe an application development group layer or an application layer as the base layer. And then just those two layers, you can build specific application roles off of that, and you should be okay. It's kind of like in object-oriented programming, having more than 3 layers of inheritance can get a little dicey pretty quick. So hope you found this helpful. Again, this is part of the Packer series here on Azure Terraformer. Packer is a very common tool that we use when in conjunction with Terraform. I'm going to be doing other mashup episodes where we mash up tools like Ansible, Azure DevOps. We've done a lot of GitHub Actions, and the like to see how Terraform works well with these other tools. So I hope you like this content. If you do, please give me a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe and smash that little bell so that you're aware of when my next video drops. Thanks again. Azure Terraformer, signing off.